Guys, Nick here. I'm with Coach Maddie. We're talking about some running recovery today, so we're making sure that we're not letting those muscles stiffen up, especially as our mileage and our volume increases on that running. So we're going to work both static and dynamic stretching here. Start down in the calves and work our way up into the hips. So what Maddie's going to do is start with some calf stretching. We have two calf muscles. We're going to start with that outer one here. So he's going to step one leg back. He's going to keep that knee straight, and then he's just going to lean into the wall. So he's working that back right leg right now. Once he finds that stretch, he's going to change up the angle a little bit, step out, spend a couple of seconds here, and then step in, spend a couple of seconds there. We're not staying in one plane here, so we're moving around looking for those tight spots. After he gets about 30 seconds to a minute, he's going to switch sides and do that same stretch on the other leg. So back knee straight, working that outer calf muscle. So same thing here, another 30 seconds to a minute. Then we're going to work that deeper calf muscle. So what we're going to do here is now bend that back knee and lean into the wall, working that other calf muscle now. Same thing, we're not staying in one plane. We're going to move side to side, find those tight spots. So with that knee bent, you're going to go another 30 seconds to a minute on both sides. After we hit the calf, we're now going to move up into the quad. So we got our basic static quad stretch here. Maddie's going to grab that back foot. He can add in that kind of overhead extension. He wants to make sure that knee is tucked into his side. He's squeezing that back glute, hips pulled forward here. That back is not overextended. So he's going to go another 30 seconds to a minute on each side here. Once again, adding in that overhead extension if you want. Now we're going to work into more static hamstring stretching. So what Maddie's going to do here, he's going to send one foot forward. He's going to hinge at the hips. He's going to keep that back nice and flat, and he's going to go until he feels that stretch. Back nice and flat, not letting that back round. Nice static hamstring stretch for about 30 seconds to a minute on each side. Good. After we go static, we're going to get a little bit more dynamic in the hamstrings and the hips here. So what Maddie's going to do, he's going to start by almost like an inchworm. He's going to walk himself out. He's going to kick one leg forward into this hip stretch here. We're going to get dynamic. So what he's going to do is kind of just search around for some tight spots here, do some hip circles, kick the knee out if he wants. This is kind of where you guys, it's up to you. Just finding some tight spots here, making sure that back glute is squeezed. You can add in some rotation here, so adding in that thoracic rotation. And you can go for about a minute, 2 minutes here. It's really up to you, however tight you're feeling, spending time in more tight spots. And then after that, he's going to kick that other leg out, work that other side, making sure we're staying dynamic here, moving around, looking for those tight spots, adding in knee circles, knee out to the side, rotation, kind of really up to you guys, whatever you want to hit here. So a couple minutes on each side. Now we're going to come into that tall hip flexor stretch. So one leg forward, chest nice and tall here. We're going to start static, and then we're going to add in some dynamic movement. So we're going to start by letting that hamstring lengthen, hips coming back, activating that quad knee straight here, stretching out the hamstring, and then he's going to lean himself forward, getting that hip to fire, kind of resetting those muscles, kind of getting it back to that normal length after all that running you guys just did. So you can go 10 to 15 here on each side to finish. Finish with those dynamic stretches, hinging back, working that hamstring, and coming forward, working that hip. After that, you guys are good to go. That's a little 4 or 5 minute cool down after you do your running. Kind of let the muscles reset, making sure we're not getting stiff. So we'll see you guys tomorrow with some more tips. Great job. We'll see you guys later.